Welcome back to another Hacky Holidays Unlock the City 2022 write-up video. In this video, we'll be walking through the network ICS challenge, You Can't See Me. Let's get into it. So this is another 4-part challenge. So let's get started with the first question. The file shows communication between a PLC and an ICS workstation. Analyze the file to get the flag. And it says use modbus.pcapng. So they give us two files, modbus.pcapng and network.pcapng, which we will be using to solve this challenge. So let's start with modbus like it says. And of course we're going to do our usual protocol hierarchy. And we have data and line-based text data for HTTP, so let's take a look at that first. See if this has anything interesting in it. Okay. Nothing too interesting in there. Let's try filtering by data. Okay, let's see. What happens if we just... Let's expand the data section. Okay, it does look like TCP data is being transmitted. Oh, there's our flag right there. So let's follow the TCP stream. And we'll grab this. Okay, go to CyberChef, paste that in, and we're just going to remove all bytes. Hope that didn't work. Let's actually copy the hex data, and then let's do from hex. We'll leave the remove null bytes there because we'll need to do that. And there we go. Now we can copy it easily, and the flag is Hacky Holidays ICS. Paste it in, and let's move on to part 2. There seems to be some suspicious traffic in the network. Can you identify the IP address of the rogue ICS component? Okay, so now we're going to use network.pcapng, so let's open up that. Okay, and then we're going to do protocol hierarchy. Actually, this time, if we're looking for a rogue ICS component, we're going to want to look for something that is reaching out to the internet, perhaps, since it's probably communicating with a C2 server. So let's go to conversations instead to begin with. And let's sort by the addresses. Okay. So here we have a communication between 138 and 52. Okay, so that could be something. And then 128 is reaching out to that. And then here's some 80s. So here's some HTTP communications. That's probably what we're going to want to investigate. And 138 is just communicating within its own internal network. So yeah, it looks like the suspicious one would be the .128 address. In fact, you'll notice right here there's a .178.28 address, which is probably just a masked address, perhaps, that it shouldn't be communicating with. But yeah, it looks like 192.168.198.128 is going to be our sus address, simply because it's communicating with this address through port 80, which is HTTP, of course, which is kind of sus, because you really want to be communicating with something through 443 like this. But these could also be bad or C2 addresses depending on the situation. So let's go ahead and put that in. Actually, it doesn't say enter a flag format, so I wonder if we can just type it in as is. Yep. All right. Part 3. What is the protocol used in the man-in-the-middle attack performed by the rogue ICS component in this network? Use network.pcapng, flag format, CTF, protocol in capital letters. Okay, let's exit out of our communications, and there's no filters, so we can leave that. So let's look at the protocol hierarchy now. And you'll notice that there's some packets dedicated to ARP. And ARP, if you don't know, can be spoofed to be a man-in-the-middle attack. You can spoof your ARP address or your IP address in order to intercept communications and replay them potentially. So let's apply that as a filter, and let's see what we've got going on in here. And if we scroll down, maximize this. So you'll notice that at certain points, there's this duplicate use of .138 detected, and that message would only apply if there was another entity or device using the same IP address. Hence, a duplicate address, or rather a spoofed IP address, right? So .138 might not even be a device on the network. It might be a device to trick the other devices to communicate to it, or it could be a cloned IP address. So with that in mind, ARP is probably our answer to this one. So let's go ahead and type that in. All right, final part. The rogue component is communicating with an external entity, which is a big red flag in ICS environments. Can you find the flag from the network data? All right, so let's close that stuff out, and I think we can open back up our, we have a lot going on here. Close that bit. Let's open up our protocol hierarchy again, and let's see if there's anything else we can look at. Well, let's not beat around the bush. There's this VNC, which, as you all know, is a way to kind of remote into a machine visually too, right? So let's take a look at that, because that could be kind of sus. And you'll notice that there is HTTP requests going to this protocol. So let's follow the TCP stream here. And it says, welcome to the web server, and there's an image in here. And now it is encoded in base 64 because you can transmit image data through HTTP fonts, headers, and stuff like that via base 64. So let's copy that bit out. Let's go to CyberChef. Let's delete all that, paste it in. We'll do from base 64. Okay. And it looks like I'm missing a bit of it. So let's sure we get all of it. There we go. There we go. Yep, it is indeed a PNG image, so let's save the output to a file and we'll call it download.png, and then we'll just open it up, and there's our final flag. CTF server is here. All right, so let's type that in. Needs to be in all caps. And there we go. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Turn on post notifications to get regular injections of cyber content directly into your feed. Check out our Patreon, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description box down below. And leave any feedback or questions in the comment section down below. This is Almond Milk. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.